Welcome to our channel where we bring you stories that matter. Today I'll be reading a story titled He Gave Up Everything for Love. Then She Took Half and Left. So stay with me till the end because there's a twist. Before we start, remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more amazing stories. A man who gave up everything for love. There's a man who gave up everything for love, including his career, his hometown, and his entire life savings. But his wife didn't appreciate any of it. Instead, she took half of his severance pay, divorced him, and left him penniless in a foreign country. The man was devastated, but he knew that he had to pick himself up and start over. He found a new job and rebuilt his life, and eventually he became successful again. However, he never forgot the woman who had betrayed him. Years went by, and one day he received an email from her asking for a second chance. But he didn't take her back, and instead moved on with his life.
Ow.
This story shows that sometimes people are not grateful for the sacrifices that we make for them. Love can make us do things we never imagined, things that defy logic, career plans, even our own health. This is a story about love, sacrifice, betrayal, and starting over. A man who gave up everything for someone who couldn't see the weight he carried. But it's also a story of growth, of what happens when you rediscover your worth, when life forces you to rebuild from nothing. Stay with me because what you're about to hear might just change how you view love, commitment, and second chances. He gave up everything for her. Newlyweds, madly in love, living in one of the most beautiful cities in the world, Marrakesh, Morocco, worked at one of the top banks in the country, respected, well-paid, climbing the ladder. She was a brilliant, passionate teacher, beloved by her students and full of ambition. They had a cozy apartment, weekend brunches at local, and even that little inside joke about who made better couscous, his mom or hers. Then came the baby, a beautiful boy. Their pride and joy, everything seemed perfect, till opportunity knocked, but only for one of them. She received an email that changed everything, an offer to teach in Australia. A prestigious private school, great salary, international exposure. It was her dream job. But it meant leaving Morocco and everything familiar. He didn't even blink. He looked at her, smiled, and said, "If this is your dream, I'm with you. Let's go." Let that sink in. He quit his stable, top-paying job, said goodbye to his colleagues, and prepared to move across the world with a newborn in his arms. He cashed in his severance pay to help with the move, telling friends, "This is for my family. My wife supported me. Now it's my turn." People called it romantic, brave. But what no one saw was the storm waiting on the other side of that decision. On the surface, it felt like an adventure. New country, fresh air, different pace of life. But within weeks, things started to shift. He began to struggle. Food made him sick. He missed Moroccan spices, the way the tea was brewed just right, the language, the culture. He started losing weight. More than that, it was the loneliness. No job, no friends, just long hours in a tiny apartment, watching the baby while his wife threw herself into her new job. And she was thriving. New friends, teacher events, students who loved her. One night while rocking the baby to sleep, he whispered, "I don't belong here." He brought it up gently, suggesting, "Maybe I could go back to Morocco with the baby, just for a while, give you space to focus." But she didn't see it as love. She saw it as abandonment. She said, "If you leave, we're done. Don't forget I'm legally entitled to half of your severance." Let that settle in. The man who left everything for her was now being threatened with divorce and financial loss just for wanting to breathe again. He stayed for the baby, the hope that maybe she would come around, but his health deteriorated. Migraines, insomnia, depression. Some mornings he couldn't even get out of bed. One afternoon he collapsed. That was the breaking point. He packed his things, kissed his son, and told his wife, "I'm going home. I need to live." She didn't cry. She didn't plead. She filed for divorce, took half of what remained of his severance, watched him board a plane with their child. Back in Morocco, Yusuf was a broken man, financially, emotionally, physically. But he had one mission, to build a life for his son. He moved back in with his parents, found a modest job at a local finance firm, and slowly, piece by piece, began rebuilding. He cut expenses, cooked every meal, saved every dirham. He joined support groups, took up walking, and started smiling again. Son, happy, healthy, and growing. Every night before bed, Yusuf told him, Baba will always protect you. Always. Years passed. Then one afternoon, an email from her. Things didn't work out in Australia. No close friends, mounting stress, homesickness, and worst of all, regret. She wanted to see her son, wanted to talk, wanted maybe even a second chance. But Yusuf, he had moved on, emotionally, mentally, and densely. He met someone kind. Someone who didn't demand sacrifice, but shared it, told his ex-wife respectfully that the past was the past. And for the first time in years, he meant it. There are times in our lives when we have to make difficult decisions. Sometimes these decisions are about love. We may have to choose between following our dreams and staying with our partners, or sacrificing our careers for our relationships. It's not always easy to know what to do in these situations. But one thing is for sure, we must always follow our hearts. As women, we often put our partners and their needs above our own. We may give up our careers or our dreams in order to stay with our partners, but this can lead to resentment and unhappiness. We must remember that we are all individuals with our own needs and desires. We cannot sacrifice our own happiness for our partners. We should always follow our hearts and do what we think is best for us. This doesn't mean that we should be selfish or inconsiderate, but it does mean that we should put our own happiness and well-being first. We deserve to be happy and fulfilled in our lives. And if we're not, we shouldn't be afraid to make changes. Life isn't always fair. Sometimes things happen that are beyond our control. We may lose our jobs or our homes through no fault of our own. But these setbacks can also be opportunities in disguise. They can force us to make positive changes in our lives that we've been needing to make for a long time. When bad things happen, we may feel like giving up. But we must remember that we are strong and capable. We can overcome any obstacle if we believe in ourselves. So the next time you're faced with a difficult decision, listen to your heart. Do what you think is best for you and trust that everything will work out in the end. You are stronger than you think, and you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. So tell me, have you ever had to make a difficult decision about love or relationships? How did you handle it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching.